Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. We have grown-ass men and women out here doing whatever they can to try to make sure that does not happen.
You know, I usually stay out of these conversations, but with Caitlin Clark, I can't stay silent anymore.
The arena fell silent in a way that instantly felt bigger than basketball. One hard collision involving Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark sent emotions soaring, replay angles dominating every screen, and social media exploding with arguments before the final whistle had even faded. Within minutes, fans, analysts, and former players were fiercely debating whether it was simply an aggressive basketball play or something far more controversial. Then another headline stole the spotlight when LeBron James shared comments emphasizing player safety and respect for the game, triggering an entirely new wave of passionate reactions across the sports world. As highlight clips spread at lightning speed, every camera seemed focused on the aftermath instead of the scoreboard. Some fans believed the contact crossed the line, while others insisted it reflected the physical nature of professional basketball. Nothing beyond the play itself had been officially confirmed, yet speculation multiplied with every passing hour. Comment sections became battlefields, sports shows dedicated entire segments to the incident, and rumors about locker room tension began circulating despite the lack of verified evidence. The debate had suddenly become bigger than one game. Behind the scenes, pressure appeared to be building from every direction. Players faced endless questions, league officials were expected to respond carefully, and every public statement risked fueling even more controversy. With emotions already at a boiling point, many wondered whether this was only the beginning of a much larger story. What happened next would leave fans questioning everything they thought they understood about the rivalry, and the next chapter promised to raise the stakes even higher. Long before this latest controversy dominated headlines, Caitlin Clark had already become one of the most talked-about figures in basketball. Every game seemed to carry enormous expectations, every highlight sparked millions of views, and every hard foul quickly turned into a national discussion. Supporters praised her confidence and ability to transform the league's visibility, while critics argued that the constant spotlight created unrealistic narratives around every possession. Regardless of opinion, nearly everyone agreed on one point. Whenever Clark stepped onto the floor, the attention became impossible to ignore. The WNBA had always embraced physical basketball, where strong defense, intense rivalries, and emotional competition were considered part of the game. Veteran players had spent years earning respect through relentless effort, and many believed the league's identity was built on toughness. As new stars entered the spotlight and television audiences expanded, every collision, heated exchange, and emotional reaction began receiving far greater attention than in previous seasons. Fans started viewing ordinary basketball moments through dramatically different lenses, creating passionate debates after almost every nationally televised matchup. Alyssa Thomas had earned a reputation as one of the league's toughest competitors through years of relentless play, leadership, and determination. Her aggressive style reflected an approach built on intensity rather than hesitation. Many teammates and coaches praised her willingness to battle for every possession, while opponents understood that facing her meant preparing for a physically demanding contest. Even so, some fans occasionally questioned whether that same intensity crossed the line during especially emotional games. Those discussions rarely reached a consensus, leaving opinions sharply divided across the basketball community. As Clark's popularity continued growing, every matchup involving established veterans carried additional emotional weight. Some commentators believed experienced players wanted to remind newcomers that respect in professional basketball had to be earned rather than handed out. Others rejected that interpretation entirely, insisting the increased physicality simply reflected normal competition at the highest level. Nothing officially supported claims of personal resentment, yet social media repeatedly fueled those narratives. Every hard screen, contested rebound, or forceful defensive possession became another opportunity for speculation to spread faster than verified information. League officials also found themselves under increasing pressure as the sports audience reached historic levels. Every controversial play triggered calls for stronger discipline from one group of fans, while another insisted that excessive intervention would fundamentally change the game's identity. Kathy Engelbert and league leadership faced the difficult challenge of balancing player safety with preserving the competitive intensity that many athletes considered essential. Every disciplinary decision, every public statement, and every silence became part of an even larger conversation about the future direction of the WNBA. Meanwhile, teammates were forced to navigate an environment where every facial expression, post-game interview, and social media activity attracted enormous scrutiny. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and other players frequently found themselves answering questions that extended far beyond basketball strategy. Reporters searched for signs of hidden frustration, while online audiences analyzed every word for possible clues about locker room dynamics. Most responses emphasized professionalism and focus, but speculation continued growing because fans often interpreted even the smallest comments in dramatically different ways. Outside the arenas, sports television and online creators amplified the emotional atmosphere. Debate shows replayed controversial moments repeatedly, each analyst offering a different perspective. Some argued that the increased attention represented an exciting new era for women's basketball, while others worried that nonstop controversy overshadowed the remarkable talent displayed on the court. Fans split into passionate camps, defending their favorite players with extraordinary intensity. Every new opinion generated thousands of replies, turning basketball discussions into emotional battles that stretched far beyond the final buzzer. Former players and respected basketball voices also entered the conversation, encouraging balance while acknowledging the emotional impact of the moment. Some reminded audiences that physical competition had always existed in professional basketball. Others argued that the league's growing visibility required even greater accountability because every nationally televised incident influenced public perception. None of these perspectives completely settled the debate. Instead, they added more layers to an already complicated discussion where facts, opinions, and speculation frequently collided in the public spotlight. Then came the game that changed everything. One physical sequence unfolded in seconds, but immediately dominated every replay, headline, and online discussion. Fans rapidly formed opposing conclusions, with many insisting the contact reflected ordinary basketball, while others viewed it as unacceptable. Before emotions had any chance to cool, LeBron James' public comments emphasizing player safety and respect added another powerful voice to the conversation. His words intensified an already heated national debate, ensuring that every reaction afterward would be examined more closely than ever. As pressure mounted from every direction, attention shifted away from the game itself and toward what might happen next. Reporters searched for new statements. Fans refreshed social media for breaking developments, and analysts predicted that the league's response could shape the entire conversation moving forward. Yet behind closed doors, uncertainty remained. No one outside those locker rooms truly knew how players were processing the controversy, or whether an even bigger twist was waiting just beyond the cameras. The moment replayed across television screens and social media feeds from every possible angle. Slow-motion clips, freeze frames, and expert breakdowns fueled hours of debate, yet no amount of analysis erased the emotional intensity surrounding the collision. Some fans argued Alyssa Thomas had simply made an aggressive basketball play consistent with her long-established style, while others believed the contact crossed an important line. Nothing beyond the play itself had been officially confirmed, but emotions were already running so high that every new opinion seemed to deepen the divide. Inside the arena, players quickly shifted their attention back to the game. But outside the building, the story was growing into something much larger. Television personalities offered conflicting interpretations, former athletes debated intent, and social media timelines filled with passionate arguments. Every new clip seemed to inspire another wave of reactions. Hashtags climbed the trending charts as millions of basketball fans tried to determine whether they had witnessed routine competition or a moment that demanded a stronger response from the league. Caitlin Clark remained one of the central figures in the conversation, not because of dramatic public comments, but because of the enormous spotlight surrounding her every appearance. Her rapid rise had already transformed television ratings and expanded interest in the WNBA. That visibility also meant,
I'm sick of watching Caitlin getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real fast.
Alyssa Thomas, that's what she does. You just hope.
Every hard foul involving her became headline news. Supporters viewed the latest incident as another example of the pressure facing one of the league's biggest stars, while critics insisted that physical defense should never be confused with personal targeting. Alyssa Thomas also found herself under extraordinary scrutiny. For years, she had earned respect as one of the WNBA's fiercest competitors, known for relentless effort and physical play. Teammates and coaches had often praised her toughness, while opponents understood that every matchup against her required complete focus. Many observers defended her competitive approach, arguing it reflected the intensity of professional basketball rather than personal hostility. Others strongly disagreed, creating one of the most emotionally divided discussions the league had experienced in recent memory. Then another headline changed the direction of the debate. LeBron James publicly emphasized the importance of protecting players and maintaining respect within the game. His remarks did not accuse anyone of intentional wrongdoing, yet they immediately became one of the biggest stories in sports. Fans interpreted his words in dramatically different ways. Some believed he was standing up for player safety, while others argued that outsiders should avoid influencing conversations about league officiating. The disagreement spread almost instantly across every major platform. Sports talk shows seized the opportunity. Panel after panel examined the collision, LeBron's comments, and the league's broader challenges. Some analysts argued the increased spotlight proved the WNBA had reached an entirely new level of national relevance. Others worried that nonstop controversy threatened to overshadow the extraordinary talent displayed by players throughout the season. Neither side could claim complete certainty, yet the emotional temperature continued rising as every broadcast introduced another perspective into an already crowded debate. Online, speculation accelerated even faster. Fans dissected interviews, facial expressions, and brief interactions captured by television cameras. Some people believed there were signs of growing frustration inside locker rooms, while others dismissed those theories as unsupported assumptions. No verified reports confirmed any internal conflict, but the speed of online speculation made it difficult for facts to keep pace with opinions. Every viral post inspired thousands of comments, adding fresh fuel to a conversation that showed no signs of slowing. League officials suddenly faced enormous pressure from every direction. One group demanded tougher enforcement to prioritize player safety, while another warned against overreacting to a physical sport. Kathy Engelbert and league leadership understood that every statement would be carefully examined. Remaining silent invited criticism, but speaking too soon risked influencing public perception before all available information had been fully reviewed. The balancing act became increasingly difficult as attention from mainstream sports media continued growing. Meanwhile, teammates attempted to keep their focus on basketball despite constant questions from reporters. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and others emphasized preparation, teamwork, and professionalism whenever microphones appeared. Yet every carefully chosen sentence generated fresh headlines. Fans searched for hidden meanings in routine answers, convinced that subtle clues might reveal deeper emotions behind the scenes. Even completely ordinary remarks became subjects of lengthy online debates, illustrating how emotionally charged the atmosphere had become. As the controversy expanded, former players urged fans to remember the physical nature of elite basketball while also encouraging respectful discussion. Some highlighted decades of hard-nosed competition throughout league history, explaining that intense contact had always been part of championship basketball. Others argued that growing audiences created greater responsibility for everyone involved. These thoughtful perspectives encouraged balance, but they struggled to compete with sensational headlines spreading rapidly across social media platforms. Then came the first unexpected twist. Instead of calming the situation, every attempt to explain the play appeared to create even more disagreement. New camera angles circulated online, and fans claimed each version supported completely different conclusions. Basketball analysts reminded audiences that video alone could not always reveal intent, yet countless users declared absolute certainty after watching only a few seconds of footage. The conversation shifted away from basketball fundamentals and toward emotional interpretations shaped largely by personal loyalties. That shift produced an entirely different level of pressure. Players across the league suddenly found themselves answering broader questions about sportsmanship, officiating, and public expectations rather than discussing upcoming games. Every response risked disappointing one group of fans while satisfying another. The incident had evolved into a league-wide conversation, extending far beyond the two players directly involved and placing the spotlight on the culture of professional women's basketball itself. Behind the scenes, anticipation grew regarding whether the league would issue additional clarification or disciplinary action. As of that point, no dramatic secret announcement had emerged, yet speculation intensified with every passing hour. Commentators debated every possibility, while fans refreshed news feeds expecting another major development. The uncertainty became almost as powerful as the original incident because no one outside league offices knew what, if anything, might happen next. Just when many believed the discussion had finally reached its peak, another wave of public reactions began building. More prominent voices entered the debate. Fan communities became even more divided, and expectations surrounding the league's next move reached unprecedented levels. What started as one controversial basketball moment was now evolving into a defining storyline of the season, and the next chapter threatened to push the drama into completely uncharted territory. The morning after the incident felt completely different from an ordinary game day. Basketball itself seemed to disappear beneath an avalanche of headlines, opinion pieces, and viral clips. Every major sports network led with the controversy instead of the box score. Fans flooded comment sections with passionate arguments, each side convinced the evidence supported its position. Some believed the conversation had become exaggerated, while others insisted it exposed larger concerns about player safety and officiating. The debate had grown far beyond a single play, becoming a league-wide flashpoint. Social media amplified every emotion. A short video clip would trend for minutes before another angle replaced it, restarting the argument all over again. Some users praised Alyssa Thomas for playing with the relentless physicality expected at the professional level. Others defended Caitlin Clark, arguing that repeated hard contact deserved closer attention. None of the circulating opinions settled the matter because intent could not be confirmed from online clips alone. Instead, every new post seemed to deepen the divide between passionate fan communities. The rivalry between fan bases soon became almost as intense as the basketball itself. Supporters of different players challenged one another across every platform, turning ordinary discussions into emotional confrontations. Old highlights resurfaced as fans compared previous physical plays involving other stars, insisting that similar situations had been judged differently. Whether those comparisons were fair remained heavily debated, but they fueled another wave of speculation. The focus continued shifting from one isolated moment to broader questions about consistency, fairness, and league standards. Inside league circles, attention reportedly centered on reviewing the play carefully rather than reacting to online pressure. Publicly available information indicated that officials would evaluate the incident using established procedures, while commentators debated what, if any, further action might follow. Some fans expected a strong statement to calm tensions. Others argued that allowing the game to remain physical protected the league's competitive identity. No outcome satisfied everyone, making every possible decision politically difficult in the eyes of the public. Meanwhile, LeBron James' comments continued dominating sports conversations. His emphasis on player safety and respect was praised by many observers, yet others questioned whether opinions from outside the league unintentionally intensified an already emotional debate. Sports television featured lengthy discussions about the influence of superstar voices on public perception. Some analysts believed his remarks encouraged constructive conversations about protecting athletes. Others felt the attention placed additional pressure on league leadership at an already sensitive moment. Players across the WNBA suddenly found themselves discussing the controversy during interviews, even when their own teams had nothing to do with the original matchup. Most emphasized respect for fellow professionals and avoided taking firm positions without complete information. That measured approach did little to slow online speculation. Every carefully chosen sentence was dissected by fans searching for hidden meaning. Neutral comments were sometimes interpreted as subtle support for one side or the other, proving just how emotionally charged the atmosphere had become. Then came what many fans described as the second major twist, not because a shocking secret was confirmed, but because the entire conversation unexpectedly changed direction. Instead of focusing only on one collision, public attention shifted toward the league's future. Commentators began asking whether rapidly growing popularity had fundamentally changed the pressure placed on players, referees, and executives. The debate evolved from one controversial moment into a larger discussion about how the WNBA should balance physical competition, entertainment, and player safety in an era of unprecedented visibility. That shift surprised many observers. The original play was no longer the only headline. Discussions expanded to include officiating consistency, media responsibility, fan behavior, and the enormous influence of viral social media clips. Some believed the heightened attention represented a positive sign that the league had reached a new level of national relevance. Others worried that non-stop controversy risked overshadowing remarkable performances happening across the season. The emotional intensity remained, but the focus had become far broader than anyone initially expected. As national media continued covering the story, every public appearance by key figures attracted extraordinary attention. Reporters searched for follow-up comments, while fans analyzed body language and brief interactions captured by cameras. Most of those observations remained speculative rather than factual, yet they generated millions of views online. The speed at which opinions spread made it increasingly difficult for verified information to keep up. Every hour produced another trending topic, another debate, and another wave of emotional reactions from supporters on every side. By the end of the week, it was clear that the controversy had become one of the defining sports stories of the moment. The original collision, LeBron James' comments, and the nonstop public debate had combined into a narrative far bigger than anyone expected. Yet even as analysts attempted to summarize everything that had happened, a new question began dominating conversations. How would fans, teammates, league officials, and the wider basketball world respond once the spotlight shifted from the incident itself to its lasting consequences? That answer would prove even more emotionally charged than the controversy that started it all. In the days that followed, the conversation refused to slow down. Every sports show revisited the play, every podcast featured another heated debate, and social media remained flooded with clips, reactions, and competing interpretations. Some fans insisted the controversy had exposed deeper concerns about consistency and player safety, while others believed the incident had been amplified far beyond what the available evidence supported. Although no new confirmed facts dramatically changed the story, public emotions continued escalating, making it one of the most discussed basketball moments of the season. The emotional pressure on Caitlin Clark became another major talking point. Supporters argued that constant national attention placed extraordinary expectations on one young star, while critics warned against treating any player differently because of popularity. Regardless of perspective, nearly everyone agreed that every game involving Clark would now be watched even more closely. Each future possession seemed destined to receive microscopic analysis, adding another layer of pressure to an already demanding professional career. Alyssa Thomas also remained at the center of passionate discussions. Many fans defended her long-established reputation as one of the league's fiercest competitors, emphasizing that physical play had always been part of elite basketball. Others continued questioning whether certain moments deserved greater scrutiny. No official finding transformed those opposing viewpoints into certainty, leaving the debate unresolved. As a result, every appearance by Thomas generated fresh headlines, proving how quickly one controversial moment could reshape the public conversation surrounding an accomplished veteran. League leadership faced equally difficult challenges. Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA continued balancing two priorities that many fans viewed differently: protecting players while preserving the intensity that defines professional competition. Every public statement was examined carefully, with supporters and critics interpreting the same words in completely different ways. Some applauded measured communication, while others demanded stronger action. The absence of universal agreement illustrated just how complicated the situation had become for everyone responsible for guiding the league through heightened national attention. Meanwhile, teammates across the league emphasized unity, professionalism, and respect whenever reporters asked about the controversy. Players consistently redirected conversations toward basketball, preparation, and competition, yet the spotlight rarely moved away from the incident for long. Fans analyzed every interview, searching for clues about possible locker room emotions despite the lack of verified evidence supporting dramatic internal conflict. Speculation often traveled much faster than confirmed information, keeping the story alive long after the final buzzer. The media landscape reflected those same divisions. Some commentators argued the intense attention demonstrated unprecedented interest in women's basketball and could ultimately strengthen the league's long-term visibility. Others worried that constant focus on controversy risked overshadowing outstanding performances happening across the season. Both perspectives found enthusiastic audiences, ensuring the debate continued from television studios to online forums. The incident had become more than a sports story. It had evolved into a national conversation about competition, perception, and the power of viral media. Even LeBron James' remarks remained part of the discussion. His emphasis on respect and player safety continued inspiring different interpretations depending on the audience. Some viewed his comments as an important reminder that all athletes deserve protection. Others believed the broader public conversation should remain focused on the officials and players directly involved. Whatever individual opinions were, his words undeniably expanded the reach of the story, bringing even more attention to an already emotional moment in the WNBA. As the headlines slowly began shifting toward upcoming games, one reality remained impossible to ignore. Every future matchup involving Caitlin Clark, Alyssa Thomas, and other high-profile stars would now be viewed through the lens of this controversy. Fans would watch more closely, analysts would scrutinize every physical play, and social media would react instantly to every collision. The incident itself might eventually fade, but its impact on expectations, public perception, and the league's ongoing conversation appeared far from over, setting the stage for one final chapter that could leave even more questions unanswered. What surprised many observers most was not the original collision, but everything that happened afterward. The conversation had evolved into something much larger than one physical basketball play. It became a test of how a rapidly growing league, its players, its fans, and the media would respond when every moment unfolded under an unprecedented spotlight. Some believe the controversy revealed growing pains that naturally accompany rising popularity. Others argued it exposed long-standing disagreements about physical play that had always existed but rarely received this level of national attention. As another round of games approached, anticipation reached extraordinary levels. Fans wondered whether emotions would remain under control or whether every hard foul would immediately become another national headline. Television crews prepared for intense coverage. Commentators revisited previous debates, and online communities continued predicting what might happen next. Nothing suggested that players themselves intended to create additional drama, yet the heightened expectations ensured that even routine basketball moments would likely receive far more attention than they had before. Across sports media, one question continued resurfacing. Had this incident permanently changed how the public would watch the WNBA? Some analysts believed every future matchup involving Caitlin Clark would now be viewed through a different lens, with ordinary contact interpreted as potential controversy. Others argued that the increased scrutiny would eventually settle as fans adjusted to the physical nature of professional basketball. No one could answer with certainty, but nearly everyone agreed the league had entered a new era of visibility. Meanwhile, discussions surrounding Alyssa Thomas also continued evolving. Many respected basketball voices emphasized her long history as an elite competitor whose physical style had been consistent throughout her career. Others maintained that greater attention naturally brings greater accountability for every player, regardless of reputation. These perspectives were not necessarily incompatible, yet they reflected the broader tension dividing public opinion. The conversation remained passionate precisely because reasonable observers could interpret the same sequence differently. League officials faced ongoing expectations to communicate clearly while allowing established review processes to guide any decisions. Publicly available information remained the foundation for official responses, even as online speculation raced ahead. Countless rumors circulated across social media, but many lacked verification. Fans eager for dramatic developments often encountered conflicting claims that could not be confirmed. In an environment driven by instant reactions, separating verified facts from speculation became increasingly difficult. The lasting impact extended well beyond one game. Players throughout the league experienced heightened media attention. Reporters framed ordinary questions through the lens of controversy, and every nationally televised matchup carried additional emotional weight. Some believe this intense focus reflected the WNBA's remarkable growth and expanding audience. Others worried that constant debates about officiating and physicality risked overshadowing the extraordinary skill displayed on the court. Both viewpoints continued shaping public conversations long after the original headlines faded. Perhaps the biggest twist was that there never appeared to be one single answer satisfying everyone. The same play inspired completely different conclusions depending on individual perspectives, basketball philosophy, and personal loyalties. That reality revealed something deeper than one disputed sequence. It highlighted how modern sports discussions increasingly unfold through social media, viral clips, and emotional reactions before complete context is available. The controversy became as much about perception as it was about basketball itself. As the next chapter of the season unfolded, one question refused to disappear. Would future games finally shift attention back to competition, teamwork, and championship aspirations? Or would every major matchup continue carrying the emotional shadow of this unforgettable debate? The answer had yet to reveal itself, and until it did, fans, players, and analysts would keep watching every possession with greater intensity than ever before. The story might not be over after all. What happened in this moment wasn't just another viral basketball clip. It became a full-scale debate that pulled in fans, players, analysts, and even voices from outside the WNBA. Every angle of the incident involving Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark was dissected, rewatched, and reinterpreted until the conversation grew far beyond the original play itself. Some believe it exposed the intensity and physical reality of elite basketball, while others feel it highlighted a growing need for consistency and protection. Nothing has been universally agreed on, and that's exactly why the discussion refuses to die down. Then came LeBron James' comments, which only added more fuel to an already burning situation. Some fans saw his words as a powerful reminder about respect and safety in sports, while others felt his involvement intensified pressure on a league already under a microscope. Social media split instantly, and the debate turned global within hours. What should have been a single-game moment turned into a broader conversation about the direction of women's basketball, media influence, and how quickly narratives can form in the digital age. At the center of it all are real athletes dealing with real pressure, real expectations, and real consequences. Every game from this point forward will be watched differently. Every foul, every collision, and every reaction will be analyzed in ways that go far beyond the scoreboard. Whether this moment becomes a turning point for better understanding or a permanent dividing line in fan opinion is something only time will reveal. Now the question goes to you. What do you think really happened in this entire situation? Was it just an intense basketball moment blown out of proportion by viral media, or something that reflects deeper tension in the league's evolving spotlight? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this debate is far from over, and every perspective adds to the bigger picture of what the WNBA is becoming today.